बहुत मारता पीटता था।
I got married in 1999. My husband was a drunkard. He earned 200 rupees each day through a manual labor job, but he only gave me 20 rupees each day to buy and cook food with. The problem was that he expected me to cook a much better meal than was possible with only 20 rupees. In the evening, he would come home drunk. He would spend most of his earnings on alcohol. Then, he would get very angry because the food was not up to his expectation. In his drunken anger, he beat me very badly every night with a cricket bat. This was a very difficult time in my life. The last night I saw my husband alive, he beat me horribly. Why did I have to marry this man? Then he disappeared. I waited and waited, but he never came back. With two small children, I didn't know what to do, where to go, or who I could stay with. I was all alone. I finally found a low-paying job, but it only paid 500 rupees per month. My room rent was 500 rupees. I had nothing left over for food. So I found a second job that paid another 500 rupees per month. I was working night and day, but still, with rent and utilities, I had 200 rupees left for everything else. We often went hungry during those days. Finally, I found a new job in a hotel that paid better, but still I was struggling to make the ends meet. I lived in a part of the slums that was on the hill near the forest. My hut was only made of sticks and plastic tarps. I was so afraid because tigers would come out of the jungle at night and there was nothing to keep them from coming and killing us. One of my friends gave me a gospel tract, said that Jesus was our savior and how he could protect me from danger. So I prayed to Jesus to protect us from the roaming tigers. And he did. The words in that tract were a great comfort to me. My friend also told me about her church and invited me to come. So I did. And when I gave my life to Jesus in 2006, he began to change me. And others began to notice the changes in my life. The deep sadness, the loneliness, and sorrow were going away. I was attending church regularly and reading my Bible and praying. When the pastor asked me how I was doing, I told him I was fine and that now I had peace in my life. My problems didn't go away, but the pastor was always there to encourage me and to pray for my struggles. I was even doing well enough in my finances that I could even give a small tithe to the church. But still, I was not able to provide for my two children's education. When they were accepted into the Bridge of Hope Center, it was a huge help for me in so many ways. I was learning so many things about the Lord through my children because of what the Bridge of Hope Center taught them. They wanted me to pray the Lord's Prayer with them at home. They had learned it by heart and showed the prayer to me in the Bible. Soon, we were all able to pray together. I was amazed at all the ways that my children were growing through being at the Bridge of Hope Center. Their behavior has changed, and they now show me new respect I hadn't seen before. Even their grades in school were improving. Before my children were enrolled in the Bridge of Hope, I was very worried about their future. There was no way for them to learn moral and good things in the slums. In the Bridge of Hope, I found a light, a hope that my children will grow up well. It is only because of the Bridge of Hope that my children are growing up with faith and in a good spiritual atmosphere. And not just for them, but for me also. In the past, my children were naughty, getting into all kinds of trouble. At the Bridge of Hope, they were learning everything, good health practices, about what the Bible teaches about being good moral citizens and having good social skills. Their behavior towards me has improved drastically. The BOH is a great blessing in my life. I don't want to see my children grow up rich and concerned for the material things of this world. My goal is that they grow up to be of high moral character, to love and serve the Lord. I'm living as a single parent in the slum, but there are people praying for me and my children and sponsoring them through the BOH. I'm very grateful to them. I'm walking now with the Lord because of them. I lost my husband, but God is here to take care of me. Every single day, it is very difficult for a young woman like me without a husband to survive here. Right now, I'm facing some terrible choices in my life. My boss owns the room we stay in. He has been pressurizing me for sexual favors for a while. How can I give in? I was married, I have children, I'm a Christian. What he asks is wrong. But he is being very persistent. A few days ago, he told me that unless I do what he wants, I must leave this room in 4 days. Where will I go? There is no one I can stay with. My parents are dead. My husband's parents want nothing to do with me. None of my Christian friends have space in their small rooms. In 4 days, I'll be on the streets with my children. We will have to beg to survive. The other day I thought it would be better if I died. Then I would not be faced with such horrible choices. Then one of my neighbors hanged himself, and now his wife and children are on the streets. How could I do that to my children? Then I overheard one of the neighbor men saying vile things to my daughter. She is a beautiful girl, and she will come to age soon. Then she will become a sexual prey. If I died, she would have no protection from these evil men. I wish I could be home more. My boss is making me work till 8 or 9 at night, and my children are home alone from noon till I get home at night. I'm so worried about my daughter being home with no one to keep her safe. So what can I do? Become like a prostitute? Live on the streets? Die? Nay, the choice before me is good. All I can do is to pray and trust Jesus to somehow rescue me and my children from this evil situation. I'm very happy and my heart is filled with joy. I can't believe how God has blessed me today. Through the help of the ministry, I now have food for my children. I can stay in this room for another month. I have time to find something else instead of being on the streets tomorrow. I give thanks to the Lord because He is taking care of me and my children. I was praying that the Lord would rescue me, and He has. Now, I don't have to choose between sin and death.